just like really feeling like they hated me, so I feel really sad.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here. Welcome to Afternoons Delight. And one of the bigger stories coming out of this episode is people was talking about Tino's tough family, tough parents, coming out of this, and the tough love that they gave Tino and Rachel about the way they felt about their their relationship so far through this journey, and they were not for it. They were not for it. They were kind of cold with it. Let me get my initial thoughts on it. So, let's break down what happened. So basically, this is the last hometown of the episode as well. So basically, Tino didn't really warn Rachel about the way they felt, because actually Tino probably himself wasn't expecting his parents to really kind of ambush. I think he actually said that too about this. And first off, his dad was the one that was really kind of like really asking some tough questions, and he wanted to talk to Tino about it first before he talked to Gabby about it. Not Gabby, Rachel about it. And Tino's mom talked to Rachel first while Tino was talking with his father about it. His father was having some real concerns that it was going too fast. That was the big thing that he didn't like. He didn't like it was going too fast. I'll get my thoughts about that a little later, but he didn't like how fast it was going. And then his mother was kind of on the same thing, kind of like, is this a fairy tale or something like that, and then Rachel said she was very nervous to talk to his father. Said she felt like his father was tough, and you know what? Rachel knows about tough fathers. Her father is real tough, so she knew that this was gonna be a tough conversation, and it seemed tough. And Rachel's impression out of the parents was that they hated her or disliked her. She was crying a little bit about it, and Tino was feeling very sad for Rachel. But Tino didn't really. The good thing that I like that I've seen was that Tino didn't snap on his parents about the way they went about the questions and stuff like that, because that could have been a whole mess, as well. And I don't think it needed to go to that direction. So I'm glad that didn't happen, because somebody actually brought that up, like why Tino didn't like snap at his parents. I'm like, why? They were just asking questions. They're showing how much they love Tino by asking those questions. You know what I mean? And Rachel, I think she was talking to the producers afterwards about, the way she was feeling. She just wasn't feeling good about it, and about the parents. And, Tino's already had some reservations about Rachel from last week because he didn't get that role. So I wonder if Rachel now, because of the parents, doesn't want to get rid of Tino. Because one of the things that Rachel was doing last week, she was really asking about the parents, and I think she didn't really want to have a bad impression. I think it meant a lot to her if the parents liked her. So that could be the thing that hurts Tino, man. We'll see. But my thoughts on the parents were, I felt like their approach was actually good, because they needed to ask those questions. I think that's one of the reasons why most of these bachelorette relationships don't work, is because they're so fast in the way they hook up on this show. They only get like 2 or 3 months, and it's not enough time to get to know a person. I was just talking a few weeks ago about the whole maybe being friends thing. Like, I think I talked about it in Nate's video about friendship first before dating. People just don't do that, and I know some of the relationships have that instant magic where you don't really need to go through all of that. But I think just not being able to know who you're with and not having the time. Like, I'm looking at Gabby's side. I'm like, dude, none of these dudes that you pick on that side are going to be worth it for you, because Nate was that guy. That was the guy you built up all that chemistry with. And then on Rachel's side, I thought Rachel had more picks, and I still do feel strong about Tino, Aven, and Zach. But the thing is like, do you really know these guys? And for Rachel, has she grown up enough yet to know that's what she wanted? And that's what I love about Tino's father, because he actually asked that question. He knows that she's got other guys to choose from, and he wants to know that this isn't just for wedding purposes, to get a wedding or whatever, and that you actually see yourself with this person. Because Rachel is really young. She's only 26, so like who knows? Does she really know what she wants? You know, I think these are good questions. The only thing that I was all put in about his parents were, they could have been a little less cold. I think they were little too cold, like a little too. I think that's the reason why Rachel felt like that. I don't think it was so much the tough love part. I think it was the cold shoulder part. Like they were a little too cold. They could have been a little bit more reassuring to Rachel, like, we're just asking these questions because we actually care about you and Tino, not just Tino, but we actually care about you as well. We want to make sure, as a young woman out here, that you're making the right decision. I think they should have maybe hugged her too, like, show some love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was the only thing. But outside of that, I think that their approach with it was okay, asking the questions, because I think, like I said, I think that's one of the reasons why these relationships fell on The Bachelor so much, because they just don't have any, they don't spend any real time to get to know each other, man, and that's really what it comes down to. So we'll see what happens, man. But I'm about to do another Tino video, the outcome from this when they finally talk about it next. But go ahead and get this video hit that like button for me, share the video, subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new to the zoo. Any comments you got, definitely put them below. And if you want to donate to the channel, hit the super thanks button below. I much appreciate it, guys. But yeah, the next video we're going to talk about what they talked about afterwards, and Tino feeling a little bit guilty that he feel like maybe Rachel was a little bit ambushed here about the situation, but Tino really reassured her that he really loves her, and I feel that way from Tino, but it's tougher from Rachel's side, because I think her selections of her men are a little bit more clear than Gabby's are. I just really don't think Gabby's side is really clear. I think on Rachel's side, she could pick any of those three, and they might end up working. Zach, Aven, and Tino. I think either one of the three could work. The only thing is Rachel's just too young. That's the only question I have with her. Is like, is she just too young? Is she ready yet? So we'll see, man. But going ahead and like this video, y'all. Thank you for watching. After News to Light.